Alrighty, Katie, I have a super good leg day for you today, and we're going to start it like we do every other leg day with our 3 sets of 10 squats with whatever desired weight you'd like. I believe I finally hit 20 pounds on each side for these squats, which is nice, building weight. Do whatever weight is most comfortable for you, yet challenging. Really focus on the form. Make sure your knees do not go inwards, they stay outwards. Make sure your knees don't go past your toes, and make sure your back is straight. After completing 10 of those, do 3 times through. Going to move on to our second set, which is a superset. We're going to start with 10 sumo squats, and with sumo squats you want to make sure your feet are outside, shoulder width apart. So and your toes are facing outwards as well. So make sure on these squats, you're going to want to arch your back, but try your best not to. You shouldn't feel any pain in your back whatsoever. Make sure at the top you're squeezing your butt, and make sure all the weight is in the heels. You shouldn't be leaning forward. Your knees shouldn't be going past your toes either. I love this type of squat because it really targets those inner thighs and your quads. So after you complete 10 of those, you're going to go grab a plate. I believe I grabbed a 35-pound plate. You don't want to grab a light plate. You're just using it to step on. So it doesn't matter what weight, just not a super light weight. So you can do a 35-pound plate or a 45-pound plate, whatever you'd like. So now we're going to do side-to-side squats, but with pulses on the bottom. So make sure wherever you're squatting, you have a lot of room on the side of you. Just test it out first to see the distance, to see how much you're going from side to side. You don't want anything in the way of you, like on your sides. So it's just going to be like regular squats, but you're just going to have 1 foot elevated on the plate, and then you're pulsing, 2 pulses, and then moving to the other side. It's nice with this one, it kind of, you work on your balance a bit too when you're moving from, see, I almost tripped there. You move from side to side. This one really works super well and burns like hell. You're going to do 10 on each side, I believe, so not just 5 on each side. You're doing 10, or I can't remember. Let's see here. Looks like we're doing 10 on each side. Actually, I want to say 5. Yeah, no, scratch that. You're doing 5 on each side, 10 total. And after you finish that, heart is probably racing. Make sure you drink lots of water, BCAAs, and repeat the circuit, or repeat both of those exercises 2 more times. Alrighty, now for set number 3, another superset here. And make sure for this one, your back is not arched, and also make sure your toes are pointed out a little bit because this is a sumo squat. So your feet shouldn't be in line with your shoulders. They should be a little outside of your shoulders, and your toes should be pointing outwards as well. Alrighty, these have become one of my all-time favorites. These are single shoulder side squats on the Smith machine. So I did start off with no weight because this is quite difficult. What you're going to do is you're going to do a regular squat, but both hands are in front, and you want most of your weight to be on the leg that is directly beneath the bar. So technically front leg, which is the one beneath the bar. You need to try to even out your weight as much as you can, but you're going to feel the most tension on that front leg, the one directly under the bar. After you do 10 on one side, you're going to switch it to the other side. Same thing, make sure your back is straight, shouldn't be arching. Make sure your butt goes nice and low. After doing 10 of those, you're going to do 10 close stance squats. Make sure for these close stance squats that you're kind of forward. You should be leaning against the Smith machine. You shouldn't be directly under it, so that when you do squat, your knees shouldn't come past your toes. Make sure your butt goes nice and low. Make sure you squeeze those legs together, and at the top, squeeze your butt as well. After you complete those close stance squats, make sure you take a good breather, add some weight to the bar if you like, drink some water and some BCAAs, and you're going to do those exercises to And finally, abs, the best part. So you're going to do 10 up and overs. Your hands should be right behind your butt, and your legs are going to go side to side. Make sure your feet go to about the level of the bench. So you're going to do 10 of those. Really try to crunch at the top and then go as low as you can on each side. After completing 10 of those, technically 20 because you do 10 on each side, you're going to turn your body on the bench and you're going to do 10 ins and outs. where you're just tucking at the top and your hands are again right under your butt. Make sure not to go too fast. I kind of was going a little fast. Take your time on that. Still get the same burn though. After that, you're going to do 10 tuck-ins where your grip is right behind your head. You're going to ball up. Make sure your knees come as close to your elbows as possible. And when your legs go down, don't worry about fully extending them. Keep them at that slight bend. So just really focus on balling at the top. Make sure you're in a tight ball. And then make sure you extend, but not completely straightening your legs. After that, repeat 2 more times and you're done.